Okie dokie. So, can I probably go ahead and get started now? We have a real high quality, top notch icebreaker for you this morning. Oh, come on. Oh, of course, now we have to wait. Getting the spinning rainbow wheel.
You can't leave us with that kind of suspense, MJ.
Sit in suspense. Oh, go back. Here we go. If you were a vegetable, which vegetable would you be?
Tomatoes are not vegetables. That just quick reminder there. They're actually fruits because they have seeds and they come from the fruit of the plant. But anything else?
Tell him, Tegan. Set him right.
Well, technically you could argue it from either standpoint. And if we're really going off of the basis of seeds, then pumpkins and zucchini aren't vegetables either. But by the way that it grows, yes, it is a fruit, but by the way it's classified by the FDA and the way it cooks and tastes as a vegetable.
There you go. Get wrecked.
Depends on what you're basing it off of.
Yeah, why do you have to gatekeep what's a vegetable or not?
Because I don't know. Sorry, what do you think?
No, you can go.
I was gonna say if everything's a vegetable, then nothing is.
I agree. That's fine.
I agree with Dylan. I think that they should have their own category because it's just,
Okay, fine. Okay. How about this? If you were a edible plant, neither fruit nor vegetable, or both maybe, which edible plant would you be?
What would you be, John?
Probably potato.
I like that answer. That's a very good one. Dylan, why potatoes?
Yeah.
The real question is, why not?
That's a very good point.
Gavin, that's hilarious.
Has anyone here taken just a bite, like an apple out of like a raw onion?
I have a friend who does. Like, I'll be on a FaceTime call with her and she'll just be eating onions. It's like so weird, but she's been doing it.
I love onions. I think that's totally fair. I stopped because it made people unhappy, but I think they're delicious.
Was it you that like just absolutely chomped an onion, or was that Joel that one time we were on a Zoom call? Because it was someone.
That was me.
It's probably Joel. Ugh.
Robert, you said potatoes. Does that mean you'd be a potato too?
Yes.
Why? Justify your decision.
Because it's a potato. It's a good vegetable.
I agree. It's very vegetable.
They're pretty useful. Potatoes are useful. Yeah.
Mikey, what would you be?
A bell pepper, but a green one because they're the best ones.
Really interesting. Better than the other, like the orange ones and the red ones, you think?
Yeah, they're the best. They're also keep longest on the shelf. They don't get squishy as quickly. They're all the same They're all the same piece of fruit. Just there are different levels of being ripe, and green is the best one.
That's fair. Evan, you said you'll be garlic. Any specific reason for that?
Keep away vampires. See, there we go. Nice, Dylan. We're on the same page.
All right.
Elsa, what you got? What type of vegetable would you be?
I'm not sure. I like potatoes a lot. But I think also I really like eggplants or mushroom. Honestly, I'd probably be a mushroom. I like mushrooms.
I'm definitely picking shiitake mushrooms because they're the best, the superior food. I love them so much. Put them in anything.
I like all mushrooms.
That's pretty fair. That's fair.
Mushrooms are just underrated in general. Like they fit into so many foods.
None because they're all bad. Nice, Caleb. Also, Evan said he just likes garlic and it's good seasoning, which is very much a fact.
Yeah, that's true. Garlic goes everywhere.
Dylan, come on. Come on, Dylan. We're on the same page.
I guess
with the
he's
vampire
not a
thing.
very fun guy.
Uh,
Casey, what about you? What would you be? Wait, never mind. Casey already said potatoes. That's my bad.
let's see. Who hasn't answered yet? Nick, what mushroom would you be? Or Joel? Joel could go too.
I would be a radish, because I feel like radish are only good in like one way, pickled. And I can be good at like one thing, but maybe not a jack of all trades. That's my goal. I have a reasoning behind it.
Well defended.
Big Mancuso, what other than potato are you?
Potatoes already been said. You gotta pick something
Yeah.
original. A carrot. Why? Just cause it's the first vegetable. I feel like every single time somebody's like name a vegetable, like the first one you think of is carrot. Like it's just like the original vegetable. See, I don't really think of potatoes as a vegetable. I think of it more like a grain, even though it's not. It's just
It's
what it is in my
definitely
brain. It's just what it is in my head.
Yeah, it's
Starch.
like a starch.
Yeah, exactly. Starch. That was a better word. That's what I wanted to say.
Mikey, what would you be?
Lettuce.
I said that already.
Oh, sorry.
Green bell pepper.
Get together.
Yeah.
Andrew, we got two Andrews. Name your vegetable.
Potato.
Hmm.
Mainly just because of the scene from Lord of the Rings.
I've
Which
never
one?
actually seen Lord of
Who's
the
that?
The one where Sam's like talking to Gollum and he says, it'd be better with the potato. You can mash them, put them in a stew. It's
Oh.
funnier whenever he says it.
Fair.
So Karen, you like kind of spicy, but not too spicy then.
Exactly. I don't like really hot peppers because it kills the flavor, but just a little bit smoky. They're complex. Yeah. Sometimes they're a little bit too spicy, but usually not.
My mom used to grow ghost peppers on a little ceramic pot on our front porch, and our dog ate them because he's stupid, and we had to bring him to the dog hospital because he was feeling real bad about it, and it was very funny, like a little bit. My
Yeah.
mom cans peppers, like bell peppers, but she'll put like a ghost pepper in there but not tell you about it. I also think it's really funny.
Aren't ghost peppers the hottest ones?
Yep, pretty much, or close to it. Yeah, I planted 6 poblano pepper plants this past spring, and there was a rabbit who took residence. And in the fall, I pulled out 6 sticks. They were green still. They were about 8 inches tall, but the rabbit ate every leaf, everything, just left sticks all summer long. I'm surprised they didn't die, that they stayed green, the stalks.
Dang. It's impressive.
It's funny to think like peppers are spicy because that was their like evolutionary response to getting eaten by animals. Like that was the plant's way of like trying to tell people like, hey, no thanks. Like, please do not eat my fruit. This is how I continue to grow. And then everyone was like, nice. This is, well, not everyone. Some humans are like, nice. This is great. Please continue to burn my mouth.
Laughs and wheat.
You might have to explain that one.
Oh, well, we was more just like a weed, but then we liked it, so we planted it all over.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
From the looks of the comments, apparently Switzerland is a new vegetable.
Also, I like grows cheese and chocolate. Just picturing like a cheese and or chocolate tree.
I mean, technically, yeah, I don't know how to defend that one. I mean, cows, I guess, kind of. Like, if you're growing grass, then like you're growing cows, but I don't know.
Well, the
Not-
chocolate's from the cocoa tree.
Yeah, the chocolate grows in cocoa tree, but I don't know. I guess if a cow eats the cocoa tree, then it makes chocolate cheese. Actually, that's a good, okay, sorry, this is off topic, but I just thought of this really now, and maybe it's really dumb, but why isn't there chocolate cheese? Like, there's chocolate milk, right? So surely we can do a similar thing with cheese.
There absolutely is chocolate.
There is chocolate
There is
cheese.
chocolate cheese.
There is.
There is?
Yeah, I've got no.
Oh, dang, okay.
It's all
Give it the program.
cut with just a little bit of a tang.
Interesting.
Nice. Did everybody go? Gavin, what was your vegetable?
Mine was onion because I said because it's grown underground, people don't really like to eat it, and it makes people cry.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. Mike, I think you had something to say about where this came from.
Oh yeah. So all right, our idea for this question came from that at my last meeting with my bosses for my internship at NASA, they had a bunch of questions for us interns. Some technical ones, some sciencey ones, just to kind of gauge where we're at as a group. But there was a handful of questions that they were most excited about asking us. And this question was, what vegetable are you? Was the one that they are most excited about hearing from the interns. So if you ever find yourself in that position, be prepared to answer questions like this. What vegetable are you? And it was not serious. It wasn't like a test or anything. They just really wanted to see our responses. But yeah.
Awesome.
My computer is, hold on, sorry. We're
Good
getting
to know that
one
even
more time.
NASA asks about vegetable questions like this.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, speaking of vegetables and NASA, sorry, a little tangent. So back in like the Cold War days of the space era, when us and the Soviet Union were competing to put things in space, they, instead of sending satellites, people started sending things like vegetables to space because it was a lot cheaper. So like how they sent dogs and at some point monkeys to space. Well, they also sent vegetables because they wanted to see how vegetables grew in space, so they'd have food for the astronauts. And so the Russians actually put the first ever satellite into space, the first ever artificial satellite, not including the moon, and there was a potato. And you know what they called it? They called it Sputnik.
I was wondering where the pun was coming. I was like, I know it's not a serious story because it's John is saying it. So where was the pun coming in? It's a very long lead up, but
Get it, Sputnik?
6 out of 10.
Okay.
Anyway, we know that for some people sports have been starting now, and just from like us knowing how sports used to be when we were in middle school and high school, a lot of times weekends, particularly like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. was probably the worst time. So we're thinking about changing the meeting time. It can still be on the weekends, just maybe later, maybe earlier. What are people's thoughts? Do we want to change the time? Do we want to leave it how it is?
I would like to put in my 2 cents because I literally just got a job. I actually worked around this meeting. to get it, so I can't really change the meeting time.
Okay. That's very fair. Where do you work? Where'd you get a job?
McDonald's.
Solid.
Anybody else? Dylan, you said you like the meeting time now too. Is there anybody that doesn't like the meeting time that would think a better time might work better?
We're also asking a very biased crowd because everybody at the meeting right now obviously is okay
Well,
with meeting time.
Yes, that is very true. I guess I could put something in Slack too.
Okay. To be determined, but right now it sounds like the majority of people are okay with meeting as is.
I just made a quick Google form in case anyone has any comments on that, just that asks if there's any conflicts in what works better for you guys, so that we can place it in Slack as well for anyone that isn't here.
Okay.
Okay. And then, so next week, the Dean of the Engineering College, Lance Perez, is coming to talk about kind of his PhD program and also kind of just cool things in space. And, you know, we have a little challenge for you guys. Whoever can come up with the best question to ask him whenever we start, you know, doing hands-on construction is going to get a king-size candy bar of their choice. Pretty good.
Pretty good indeed.
Does anybody have any questions about, you know, the dean or anything like that?
If you do, I can put a little link in there, in like that has more information about him. One sec. Yeah, it should be. He sounds like a really cool guy.
He is a pretty cool guy. His PhD, I mean, worked with satellite communications. He's involved in a baseball team, even as old as he is, and we are, and I am. So, and he's very enthusiastic about students, and he'll tell you a little bit about how to prep so you can become an engineer and maybe go to space or work in aerospace. So it should be a really good conversation with him.
And Caleb, no, it does not have to be a serious question. If you wanted to ask him, you know, what kind of vegetable he would be if he was a vegetable or an edible plant, go for it. That's the best. Category is best. Okay, and then that's the end of the slides. I thought there was one more. I know that.
Well, sorry. No, I was gonna say we're doing like talking about design stuff today.
So I'm just gonna stop sharing then because there's not a slide on this information. But John sent out a message in Slack. I don't remember, a couple of days ago, I believe, talking about how we were gonna, you know, start working on the designs for each of your CanSat payloads. And if, you know, anybody wanted to kind of get a head start and do some preliminary drawings, if anyone has some drawings that they want to share, absolutely feel free. We'd love to see, you know, what you got.
Anybody? I know Payload Pi did some stuff last night. Yeah. Do you guys have anything that you want to share with the group?
Cool. Does anyone from any of the other payload teams have anything that they want to share? Otherwise, we can jump right into working on CAD designs. Gavin doesn't have anything for payload 2. Payload 1. I know y'all didn't meet this week, so that's okay.
Are there any things anyone wants to talk over before the PDR on February 13th? Okay. Yeah. So just, I guess, kind of the loose plan. The PDR is February 13th. And for the PDR, it'd be really nice to see some CAD designs in Tinkercad. Maybe it doesn't have to be like all of minute details, but as long as you have kind of a setup of how you want the sensors and everything to look, that would really help nail down kind of the preliminary design review requirements. So you guys have already done one PDR with the CubeSat, so this is going to be similar to that, just on your specific system.
Also, keep in mind that whenever you start making these 3D designs for the CanSat, make sure you do stuff like try to label it and try to be like John said, you don't need every minute detail, but definitely try to make it as detailed as you're able to. But you don't have to go overboard by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet, anyways.
I'm making breakout rooms right now.
So I know we have Andy Wing, and then is the other Andrew Hardy or Andrew Hosack? Hosick. Hosack? Hardy. Okay, thank you, Gavin.
All right. I opened up all the breakout rooms so you can go, and I think the preliminary mission is to start working on those designs of your subsystems in each one of your payloads. And then after that, if you get that done and you have extra time, you can also start working on some of the Tinkercad challenges.
John, can you assign me to breakout room because for some reason I can't see them.
Yep. Which one do you want to go to?
Just assign me to one. I've been working with a payload team 2, but I can help whoever needs assistance.
You should probably go to payload team 2 since they're comfortable with you.
Fair enough. Yeah, so yeah, payload team 2 then.
Okay.
And then can you, I believe Evan is on that team. If you can ask if he can join the main meeting again, because he and I had talked about him switching teams.
Okay.
Frozen. Oh, might have been too late.
Hi everyone, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing just fine.
It's good. So how has this payload been coming along? Have you guys made any drawings or anything?
Not really, but I'm probably gonna start working on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we can use like pencil and paper on our own, but have you guys seen the share whiteboard on Zoom?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do
Okay,
that?
Papers,
Oh.
yeah, we can do that. And then I can then draw a better one on paper because the whiteboard kind of weird. It's done.
Well, I will share a whiteboard just temporarily now, so you guys can work on this. So, I guess I've heard you guys' mission statement, and it sounds like you need some sensors in there, right? Do you have any idea what all those sensors you want are?
Not really. Yeah, look.
Because I remember
Much
when we
yet.
were
Probably say like an altitude, radiation, and temperature to start.
I think those are the three main ones we need.
All right.
Well, we'd need two temperatures, one for external temperature and then one for internal temperature of the marshmallow.
Okay.
For internal temperature, we might just be able to use like a meat thermometer. If there was a way to like track how the meat thermometer was going up and down, that would probably do the trick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you guys might be able to create, from my experience, just a really, really small thermometer. Because we've used thermometers kind of like that, that we can interact with like Arduino or Raspberry Pi. Just a little microcontroller. Okay. So then, oh, go ahead, Andrew.
No, I don't have my phone. Yeah.
I'll also say that this isn't a sensor specifically, but we need a way to keep like whatever we do for the internal marshmallow temperature to not get affected by like the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So we need temperature control.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. So you guys' payload will actually be in like this styrofoam container. Think of like a giant cup, but styrofoam. And so your temperature control probably is going to be pretty regulated by that. Since it's not going to be up there for that long. And I guess, I think I've asked you guys this question before, but do you know what type of radiation you want to measure?
Not really. I did a little bit of research, but not that much. So.
Probably not anything subviolet. Because that wouldn't really do much.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. All right. Where does anything go? All right.
Probably
So
electromagnetic. That's the word.
yeah. I just sent this link to an article about radiation. If we just want to read through it really quick, just as some background research. All right. Well, since we are kind of screen sharing all together here, does someone want to kind of draw out the marshmallow temperature sensors and kind of where we might put some of those other sensors just in here? If this is like a 3-inch by 5-inch container, maybe even bigger than that. Say 6.
I also don't want to be that person, but what type of marshmallow are we using? Are we using like one of those s'mores marshmallows that are like really big, or like just a normal marshmallow, or like
Just one of the Hershey marshmallows.
I figured, but I was gonna ask anyway.
How
Excuse me,
big are
my dog wants outside.
how big are those? Because it has to be at least like a half an inch smaller than the edge of the container because they will expand. Because if you ever put a marshmallow in a microwave, it gets like twice the size and then shrinks back down. And I don't think you would marshmallow stick inside of your container. Just a thought.
Yeah. So maybe you guys need some like container where you're gonna put the marshmallow that you can close up, so that if it does expand, that it gets trapped inside that container.
Yeah, because like sugar, wouldn't that just kind of ruin all of the electronics? That sounds like fun.
I don't know. Andrew, do you want to try drawing something out of what you think might work? I know this is 2D, but just if you have any ideas so far.
Okay. Where do I go to? Do I stop the other screen sharing?
I don't think you should have to. You should be able to just click the 3 dots and click annotate, I think. I'm not super sure. Can
Just
anyone else edit?
Yeah, it's just ask for help.
Oop. So it should show annotation is available. I'm not sure what you have to do. Elsa or Tegan or Katie, can you find how to annotate?
There. It's in when you move your mouse around at the top of your screen, it says you are viewing Joel Rich Shaker's screen. If you click options, you can click annotate.
Got it. Yay.
Awesome. Thank you, Elsa.
Oh no. Alright. Well, it's gonna be green. So, like one of those weird retainer cases. Trackpad drawing is not fun. Just like one of those, but squarer and with less holes in it. Please excuse my.
You can actually do great.
Is it?
Drawing. There's also a drawing tool just to do like a box like really quick.
And then there'd be a latch pack here and some sort of locking mechanism between the two pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Or just Minecraft chest.
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft chest.
Absolutely, that makes sense. So for the marshmallow size, I'm trying to find an actual measurement of these sizes. I don't know. Has anyone been able to find that, or does someone want to try and find the actual like dimensions of a marshmallow?
Here, I think we have some in our pantry.
Well, this is it says it's approximately 2.54 centimeters in diameter when it's not cooked.
I don't see anything on here.
Oh.
I'm definitely not taking these out as an excuse to eat marshmallows, I promise.
Of course.
I was gonna say I have some mini marshmallows. I might have to go get them for experiments.
Need that research, okay?
I know I have some that I can go grab really quick.
Why does everyone have marshmallows except for me?
All for science.
You already tried it. Let's pull it out just to see what it looks like. Or you got a ruler on you?
Andrew, what type of dog do you have?
I have two, and both of them are wowed.
That's about a half an inch though. That's not a breed of dog.
They're both poodles.
The Shih Tzu poodle and a Cocker Spaniel poodle.
All right. Do you guys prefer measurements in empirical or metric?
Imperial, because metric is for freedom haters.
Interesting. Diameter of this marshmallow I have is 1.37 inches. And length, I have about 1 inch. So I don't know. Do you think like a box that's 1.5 inches in every direction would be big enough?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully.
Alright. Well, does someone want to try and draw that within kind of the container we have here, somewhat to scale? And you want to put this at the bottom, the top, or like on the outside or inside?
Hold on, I'll be back in a second.
Okay. All right. I just sent this link to everyone here. So the AXP team, we've used altitude sensors, we've used temperature sensors before, but one thing that we haven't really used before are these radiation sensors that we're talking about. So I was just trying to find one that we might be able to use. So first of all, so we can purchase it and get it here in time. But here is, an example of a sensor. If you guys are interested and want to check it out. And maybe you want to draw it in the drawing.
So I have a marshmallow
Uh-huh.
retainer case.
Absolutely.
In the retainer case.
So then we can probably like 3D print, and you guys can like design a little box to 3D print to put that in if we want to make it a slightly different size than an actual retainer case. If you want to have temperature sensors, where exactly are you going to put those?
Well, one on the outside, probably somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. One on the outside, one on the inside.
So are you going to like poke it into there?
Yeah, there's
One of
holes
them?
on the top.
Mhm.
You can like poke it in.
Awesome. Oh, I like that.
Or you can just put it in like a little space that you have left after the marshmallow.
Uh-huh. I like it.
This worked out much better than I thought it would.
Of course. No, I think that's a great idea. So
Maybe
like
2 marshmallows.
I'm just going to draw a few things on here.
How much marshmallow can I fit in here? Don't question me, I'm doing science. More marshmallow.
That seems like it might make your retainer case slightly sticky.
I have plenty.
That's fair.
I need to go wash my hands because they're super, really sticky.
Mm-hmm. Huh. All right. All right.
Are marshmallows safe for dogs?
What was that, Andrew?
Are marshmallows safe for dogs?
Probably not.
It's probably best not to test it.
You could Google it. I don't know.
It's not as bad as my cat. If I get like a roast beef sandwich, oh my God, she is in love with roast beef and she will literally steal it out of your hand. Like you can push her off the couch as much as you want, but she will like come up and snatch your sandwich.
That does sound interesting, to say the least.
She likes to sit in the sink and stare at us. So I don't know. She's a strange soul.
Of
I was gonna
course.
say you have a very weird cat.
Yeah, I have, okay, that one is grumpy, but we also have another one that is like, he's old, and I've known him since I was like really, really little, and he's really sweet. He never scratches anyone.
It's good.
I fit 3 marshmallows.
Well, for the payload, do we think we want 3 marshmallows if we can fit it in there? Or do we just want the one and see it expand?
Maybe we should have try to get 2 marshmallows in there, because then we could have like we could average what the 2 marshmallows heats were.
Okay.
So
It's
like
not
we could get a more accurate reading.
I think that's fair. So
even
like,
marshmallows. Like, it's a lot of marsh.
uh-huh. So I don't know. Maybe like 1.5 inches off the bottom. You just kind of create something that goes all the way around, and then you keep the marshmallows down there.
Yeah.
Right. And then you guys are gonna have like one temperature sensor just down there on the outside, and then one in each of them, right?
Would it be better if we put them towards the outside or in the middle? Like, because
Question.
I don't know.
How do you think it would affect it either way?
Well, I mean, in the middle, they'll get less affected by everything. So it's probably better that they're on the outside.
I think that makes sense. What does everyone else think? Andrew, I can see you're placing your name tag around a few places. Do you want to try and draw in the sensors to go inside and then on the outside of the marshmallow?
All right. Goes in here, just in that general area, and
Okay.
then heat goes right there, and any electrical stuff can go right here. Just kind of like the Raspberry Pi if they're too big.
Yeah.
Or we could fit it on top of the plastic and just have the actual sensor inside instead of all of the electronics. Yeah, now that I think of that, that's a much better idea.
I think that makes sense.
I'll be right back.
Right, sounds good. All right. So if you guys check the chat, I know there's this sensor that I found that I think, could work good for you guys. And I also sent the dimensions of it. So just roughly speaking, like if this is a cylinder in front of us, this big thing here, and then like this is our container at the bottom, it kind of Andrew explained over here, and then these are our 2 marshmallows. Where like in here do you think that radiation sensor should go? Do you think it matters much?
Oh, there's this tool that just makes straight lines. Yes. Wonderful.
All right. So like if these are temperature sensors down here inside the marshmallow and or marshmallows and then one in the middle, and then we like take that and we add that to a microcontroller like a Raspberry Pi or something. Oop, didn't spell that right. So is there anything else that you guys can think of needing within this payload?